Welcome back to the third episode of our Purpose Behind Bars series. Today, we delve into the life of a man who transformed his destiny using the power of education. We're talking about Professor Aaron Kinzel, currently a lecturer of criminology and criminal justice studies at the University of Michigan. But his story begins far from the academic world, in the inner city projects of Toledo, Ohio. Raised without the guidance of a father and amidst the dangerous influence of his mother's associates, young Aaron's life was immersed in narcotics and illicit firearms. His only education, his only reality, was the unforgiving lessons of the streets. Stay tuned as we unravel the remarkable journey of Professor Kinzel from a life of crime to a beacon of hope and education. At just 18, Professor Kinzel found himself facing life in prison. His salvation came from an unlikely place: education. In the harsh reality of solitary confinement, Professor Kinzel found a lifeline. The institutionalized hostility and isolation that was his daily existence could have easily led him further down a path of violence. Yet, it was in this bleak environment that he found the catalyst for transformation: education. Access to educational materials became his refuge. Books and learning materials became his companions, his source of solace. They were his window to a world far removed from the cold steel bars of his cell. Through them, he began to see a different path, one that veered away from violence and chaos towards hope and redemption. But it wasn't just the books. It was the people behind the books, the educators who saw beyond the felon, beyond the violent offender, to the potential that lay within. A young teacher in the General Equivalency Diploma Prep program became a beacon of hope, guiding him towards academic achievement. This teacher saw not just an inmate, but an individual with potential. With her help, at the age of 19, Professor Kinzel was able to obtain his GED while still in jail. These educational endeavors were not without their challenges. The cost of college tuition was a significant barrier. Yet, even without the ability to gain academic credit, Professor Kinzel pushed forward. He dove into college-level course modules, soaking up knowledge like a parched desert soaks up rain. Months later, he received a 19-year prison term, but instead of despair, he saw opportunity. He applied to the University of Maine at Augusta and was accepted. His first college-level course in psychology earned him an A, a testament to his dedication and resolve. This success propelled him forward, opening doors to higher education opportunities and setting him on a path towards earning his Associate of Applied Science and Bachelor of Arts degrees with honors. Education was the beacon that guided him through the darkest period of his life. Professor Kinzel's journey to education wasn't without its challenges. The barriers to prison education are many, but his determination was unwavering. Imagine this: a young man in prison, his life confined within the cold, stark walls. His only escape from the harsh reality was the power of knowledge. However, the journey to enlightenment was not easy. The cost of education, one of the biggest barriers to prison education, was a constant hurdle. Despite the difficulties, Professor Kinzel was undeterred. He was resolute in his pursuit of knowledge, and his thirst for learning remained unquenchable. His journey began with a General Equivalency Diploma, or GED, prep program. Here, he met a teacher who saw beyond his rough exterior, recognizing his potential and fostering his academic growth. This teacher helped him obtain his GED while he was still in jail. This was a significant achievement. It was a beacon of hope, a testament to his potential. But the road to education was steep. Despite his newfound academic prowess, he was unable to afford college tuition. This was another glaring barrier to prison education. It was a painful reminder that his journey was far from over, and the road to knowledge was not easy. Yet he was not disheartened. Instead, he saw these challenges as stepping stones, shaping him into the man he would eventually become. Through sheer determination and perseverance, he managed to save enough money to enroll in a single college-level course in psychology. The course was a ray of hope, a stepping stone towards his dreams. His success in the course fueled his passion for education. It empowered him, encouraging his continued pursuit of higher education. This was a man who refused to be defined by his past. Instead, he chose to break the barriers that stood in his way. His story is a testament to the transformative power of education. It is a reminder that no barrier is too great when one is determined to learn and grow. Every obstacle was merely a stepping stone on his path to transformation. Before we continue with our inspiring journey, let's take a moment to recognize our sponsor, Garcia Mining Company. Situated in Clewiston, Florida, Garcia Mining Company is a full-service sand mine providing top-quality materials for various projects, whether it's beach nourishment, golf course creation, or masonry and stucco. Their products are trusted by professionals across industries. They pride themselves on their efficient delivery system, superior operational systems, and the use of state-of-the-art technology. Thanks to their commitment to quality, they have earned a reputation for excellence. Garcia Mining Company, where high production quality meets capacity. Their support makes stories like Professor Kinzel's possible. Now let's get back to our story. Towards the end of his confinement, Professor Kinzel was given the opportunity that would set the course for the rest of his life. He applied to the University of Maine at Augusta, and thanks to the help of teachers at the prison, he was accepted. But there was one hurdle left, and the cost of tuition. Imagine this. You've been given a lifeline, a chance to transform your life, but it's just out of reach. That's what it was like for Professor Kinzel. But he was determined. He had seen the power of education, felt its impact on his life, and he wasn't about to let this opportunity slip away. Through sheer determination and perseverance, Professor Kinzel managed to save enough money to pay for his first 3-credit correspondence, college-level course in psychology. It was a gamble, a bet on himself, but it paid off. He earned an A at the end of the semester. His success wasn't just in the grade he achieved, but in the confidence it instilled in him. This success was a milestone. It was a beacon of hope in the darkness, a tangible testament to his potential. It empowered him to seek other higher education opportunities. It became a key factor in structuring his parole release around attending college the following year. Imagine the joy and the relief of that moment, stepping out of prison, not into uncertainty, but onto a path leading to an Associate of Applied Science and Bachelor of Arts degrees with honors. This was more than just academic achievement. It was a testament to his transformation, a testament to the transformative power of education. This was the power of a second chance, the power of prison education. It's not just about reducing recidivism rates or making prisons more humane. It's about giving individuals like Professor Kinzel a chance to rewrite their narratives, to turn their lives around, to contribute positively to society. It's about acknowledging that everyone deserves a shot at redemption, a shot at a better life. This was the power of a second chance, the power of prison education. Even with degrees in hand, Professor Kinzel's past still cast a long shadow over his future. Despite the transformation he'd undergone behind bars, the world outside was not ready to accept him with open arms. He had the knowledge, he had the qualifications, but he also had a rap sheet that was quick to overshadow his achievements. Every job application was met with a polite rejection or silence. The serious nature of his criminal convictions was a hurdle that seemed impossible to cross. But Aaron Kinzel was not one to accept defeat. He was a fighter, a survivor. He had faced worse, much worse, and he was not about to let his past dictate his future. While the world may have seen a convict, he saw himself as a changed man. As a man who had made a mistake, paid his dues, and was now ready to contribute positively to society. So, what did he do when faced with these insurmountable odds? He did what he had always done. He fought back. He decided to further his education. He decided to enroll in a Master of Public Administration program. He believed that another degree would help him break through the barriers that his past had built around him. He was hopeful that the world would finally see him for who he had become and not who he had been. But the road ahead was still tough. He had to balance his studies with the constant struggle of finding employment. Every rejection was a blow, every silence a deafening reminder of his past. But he persevered. He was driven by the belief that education was the key to unlocking a better future. And he was right. His decision to further his education not only broadened his horizons, but also opened doors that were previously closed to him. But Kinzel was not a man to be easily discouraged. He was a fighter, a survivor. His journey, though fraught with difficulties, was testament to the power of resilience and the transformative potential of education. Despite the odds, Professor Kinzel turned his life around. His story is the embodiment of the power of prison education. Today, his journey has led him to the lecture halls of the University of Michigan, where he is a respected lecturer of criminology and criminal justice studies. His past experiences have shaped his perspective and approach, adding a unique depth to his teaching. He doesn't merely instruct from textbooks. He brings firsthand knowledge and understanding to his classes. His lectures are not confined to theories and concepts. They are enriched by his lived experiences, making them all the more compelling and impactful. But Professor Kinzel's influence extends beyond the classroom. He is an ardent advocate for prison education, using his story to highlight its transformative potential. He firmly believes that education can provide a lifeline, a beacon of hope for those incarcerated. His commitment to this cause is unwavering. He understands, more than most, the barriers that stand in the way of accessing education in prison. He knows the struggle of juggling the harsh realities of prison life with the pursuit of learning. Yet, he also knows the profound impact that education can have, how it can spark a change and pave the way for a brighter future. Professor Kinzel is not just teaching lessons in criminology. He's teaching lessons in resilience, determination, and the power of second chances. He's demonstrating that one's past does not have to define their future, that change is possible, and that education can be a powerful tool in that transformation. His advocacy work is making a difference. He is a voice for those often unheard, championing the cause of prison education at every opportunity. He is a testament to its potential, living proof that it can indeed change lives. From the streets of Toledo to the lecture halls of Michigan, Professor Kinzel's journey is a testament to the transformative power of education, even behind bars. His story is a shining beacon of hope, a reminder that everyone deserves a second chance, and that with the right support and opportunities, they can seize it. Professor Kinzel's story is not just about one man's transformation. It's about the power of education to change lives, even in the most unlikely of places. If we look back at Professor Kinzel's journey, we see a narrative that is as inspiring as it is instructive. Raised in the inner city projects of Toledo, Ohio, Kinzel found himself on a path that led to a violent confrontation with law enforcement, 7 felony charges, and a sentence of 19 years in prison. But that's not where his story ends. His life took a pivotal turn when he was introduced to education while in jail. He obtained his general equivalency diploma, a milestone that marked the beginning of his intellectual journey. Despite the barriers he faced, like the high cost of college tuition, he persevered. He took advantage of vocational training and college-level course modules offered in prison, and even managed to save enough for a correspondence course in psychology. His determination didn't wane even when he was released. He continued his education, earning an Associate of Applied Science and Bachelor of Arts degrees with honors. Despite the challenges he faced due to his criminal convictions, he remained undeterred, enrolling in a Master of Public Administration program. Professor Kinzel's story teaches us several lessons. It shows us that it's never too late to change the course of our lives. It reminds us of the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. And perhaps most importantly, it underscores the transformative power of education. Education opened doors for Professor Kinzel that were previously closed. It gave him a sense of purpose and a direction in life. But let's not forget the role of those who believed in him. His teachers, the ones who saw his potential and encouraged him to pursue his education. They played a crucial part in his journey, giving him the confidence to believe in himself. Professor Kinzel's journey serves as a beacon of hope and a powerful reminder of the transformative power of education, no matter where it takes place.